What's up guys, I hope you're all well. Welcome back to yet another video on the channel, and today is finally the day we can talk about the full Fright Nights 2025 lineup. Throat's gone really weird there, I don't know why. So yeah, yesterday at the time of recording this video, and hopefully at the time of releasing the video as well, we finally got the full announcement for Fright Nights 2025, which of course includes the brand new scare zone, alongside of course all the major changes that are actually a lot bigger than we kind of anticipated to the previous mazes. They have also been kind of announced and teased that. So we're going to be going into all of it today. I'm going to be giving you an in-depth breakdown, everything I think about what's kind of been announced, as well as kind of what to expect when you arrive at the park, when you're about to experience these attractions, which is going to be really cool. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe. I've mentioned it loads already, but if you are new to the channel, I am going to be heading to Alton Towers Scarefest next Sunday, which is going to be really excited. I'm absolutely buzzing for that. That's going to be my first time going to Scarefest. And then of course I'm going to Portaventura for the first time out in Salou, Spain. That is also going to be in October. And then of course, let's not forget, a day one vlog from Fright Nights will also be debuting on the channel, you know, when that happens. So with all that kind of promotional stuff out of the way, I'm going to stop yapping and let's get into some of the first details we have about the brand new stuff. So kind of starting off with some of the smaller stuff now, but all of this is really quite juicy anyway, so you know, it's still exciting to talk about. We are going to go over the new changes to some of the previously you know, featured scare mazes at the park for Fright Nights. That was a really convoluted way of saying that. I don't know why I said it like that. But having said that, we have some really exciting stuff to talk about here, and some of it has kind of come out of left field. Now, we have two main mazes that are going to be kind of featuring a lot of these heavy changes. And those two mazes are survival games and trailers, and one of those I kind of expected over the other. Now there's a few different things that I think they're still keeping under wraps, so I think the changes that I discussed in my last construction update to Deadbeat storyline I think will also kind of be there, but maybe lesser so than what they're changing within these two mazes. But of course, it's still exciting nevertheless. The stuff for trailers, we kind of knew anyway. Of course, we're getting two brand new rooms within trailers. What they're swapping them out for, we don't know yet. My money would either be Beyond the Chair or maybe Breakout at Brainsbury's, maybe. But those two mazes, or those two little mini kind of experiences within trailers, will be featuring, you know, something to do with X we saw, and the other poster that we also saw at the front of the trailers kind of facade. So we've known about that for a little while. You know, what they could be is kind of up to interpretation. Anyone who's got their ideas on what they could be, let me know down in the comments below. Personally, I think the X thing will be themed maybe to the attraction, maybe not. I think it's weird that they would name it X and not kind of feature something to do with X No Way Out, or potentially just X. I think they will do something with that. As for the other one, it's anyone's guess, but either way, I think they're going to put a lot of effort into these new rooms, and I think they're going to be awesome. So, moving on to survival games. This is where it gets really exciting, because I was not expecting this for survival games, and I really couldn't be happier. Now, it seems like we're getting a complete new story overhaul for survival games, which again, I absolutely welcome. This kind of drug, or this toxin called Cyrex, I don't know how to say it. I'm sure someone will correct me down in the comments below, is going to feature within survival games this year. We've got some really cool shots at some of the new costumes that are kind of featuring these pipes and this blue kind of toxic, you know, substance. And this looks really cool. And this kind of fundamentally goes at one of my main complaints about survival games. And that was just kind of the set and costume design wasn't really scary enough. Don't get me wrong, it was really cool, but just guys running around in weird ski masks and a red kind of waistcoat wasn't really, you know, scary, or as scary as something, say, you know, that we saw in Stitches, that had some incredible costume design and some really awesome kind of, you know, features within that maze. This time, it's getting completely overhauled. Like I said, we've got the brand new costumes featuring this new toxin. But also we got some new props, which is really exciting. As you can see in this photo here, it looks like the tasers that were featured in Compound have found a new home over in survival games. Whether or not that means that there's not going to be any in Compound, I don't think that's the case. I think there will still be these props in compound. I think that Alton Towers and Thorpe Park have just kind of exchanged ideas a little bit, and now Thorpe Park are using some of the props that were featured within compound, and they've bought their own set, which is really cool. These look awesome. Again, adds to that kind of set and costume design, where there's a lot more of an interactive element rather than just kind of rubber, you know, axes. You've got this kind of thing that flashes in your face as you're kind of being tased in the story, which is really cool. And as to the storyline, of course, we don't really know yet, but that's still exciting. We just don't know a lot about it at the moment. Now, moving on, just before we get to the meat and potatoes, I do just want to quickly talk about Shock to the System, which is of course the new Creature Campus kind of show that they're putting on over in Amity Speedway. This has a new logo change. We still don't know what's going on with this. The construction is kind of ramping up quite heavily. If you guys saw my previous construction update, which definitely go check out if you want to see what's going on with a lot of the construction. We of course know that they were putting up the facade quite quickly, and whilst a lot of it does look similar, they have added some new stage elements. Go check out Fright Nights Frenzy on Instagram. They've got some awesome updates there that are kind of more updated than what I showed in my last video. There's been a lot going on with it. So if that does interest you, I know it's not as exciting as some of the other stuff, but definitely go check them out on Instagram because they post some really cool content. Okay then, so the main event, what we've kind of been theorising about for weeks. We now have the official confirmation of what the brand new scare zone is, and it is called Purgatory Town. Bit of a far cry from Freaky Family that I theorised in my last video. Of course, I did take a look at the leak in my last construction update, and you couldn't really make out the logo. It is the same logo, but you know, it was really blurry, so it's really hard to read, and I came up with the idea that it says Freaky Family, but other than that, I'm really glad we got this instead. Purgatory Town sounds really, really cool, and it will be featured within Big Easy Boulevard, so we now have that officially confirmed, and I'm assuming now that that's out in the open, we will start to see some construction ramping up a bit for that now. In addition to that, what the actual maze is themed around is kind of actually something really exciting. It is in a completely different direction to what I thought it was going to be. We are kind of getting a complete overhaul of the brand this year to Lucifer, which I think is a really cool addition. For those of you that don't know, of course, Lucifer is kind of the devil, and he featured within Lucifer's Lair, which is a scare zone that's been at Thorpe Park for a good few years now. However, this time he's kind of taken the mantle of one of the kind of Fright Nights characters that is going to be kind of at the forefront of the marketing. Now, if you haven't seen these kind of characters before, this will be people like the Locksmith that we saw a few years ago, and of course Fear, which was for the Fright Nights 20th anniversary, and now we have Lucifer. So these are just kind of the disciples of Fear, as they're known, that kind of work underneath Fear, working to kind of orchestrate the event every year. So this is really cool, and I'm glad Lucifer's in the spotlight, and we get some really cool shots of him within the trailer. Moving back over to the actual scare zone itself, we don't really have loads of information. It's being labelled as an interactive scare zone. I think that is just the scare zones in general. A lot of them are interactive. Whether there's going to be kind of things that are more leaning towards maybe the Swarm Invasion, where there's a lot of characters that are kind of stationary, or for that matter, Creep Freaks Unchained did this really well, where there's kind of stationary points within the scare zone that act as stay put, and you can kind of go up and interact rather than just kind of running around and scaring you. That could be really cool. But the kind of theme around the scare zone is that we have these kind of purgatory creatures that Lucifer's unleashed into Big Easy Boulevard that are kind of wreaking havoc. So I think we could see some really, really cool characters and really interesting kind of storylines unfold within this maze this year. And yeah, like I said, not a lot of information. We didn't even really get a shot of any of the costumes. We just got this logo. So that shows me they're cooking up something quite exciting. So yeah, I'm really, really buzzing for that. Okay then, so that is going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope you guys are really excited for Fright Nights. I'm absolutely buzzing for it. You know, I'm a lot more excited now than I thought I was going to be when it was kind of first announced that there wasn't going to be a new scare maze. You know, I like the new additions, and I like that something like survival games, which I've loved the concept of, but it should never really gotten to that height for me. I like the fact that that could potentially get there now, and I like the fact that they're taking the time not just to say, oh, we're not going to do a maze this year, we're just being lazy. They're like, no, we won't do a maze, we'll do a scare zone, but we will also put a lot of effort into our previously, you know, featured mazes as well, which I think is an absolutely brilliant thing. Like I said at the top of the video, guys, I know I sound like a broken record, but if you did go on to enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. I love every single one of you guys. It's like a little mini family to me, a freaky family. No, let's not get into that. That's just really, really sus. But yeah, I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy the October content I've got planned, because I'm very excited to film it. So, without further ado, I'm going to stop yapping now. I hope you guys have a brilliant rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next video. See ya.